Explain pressure flow hypothesis of translocation of sugar in plants. So first of all, translocation means transportation of sugar, and this is done by the phloem tissue in plants. So let us see what is a pressure flow hypothesis. What does this theory talks about? So students, translocation occurs from source to sink. Source is a place where the food is synthesized. Generally they are the leaves, and sink is the place where the food will be utilized, and that are generally roots. Now leaves undergo photosynthesis and they produce sugar in the form of glucose. But this glucose will be converted to sucrose before it gets transported. So that means glucose is a monosaccharide, whereas sucrose is a disaccharide. So before transporting, 2 glucose unit will be converted into 1 sucrose molecule. So what happens in the source? The source, that is the leaf cells, they convert glucose into sucrose and actively transport the sucrose into the phloem cells. So active transport means there is a requirement of energy. So once the sucrose enters into the phloem, the concentration increases in the phloem tissue, and this becomes hypertonic in nature. So when there is a high solute concentration, that condition is called as hypertonic. So we know that xylem and phloem, they are always present together as a vascular tissue, and xylem always transports water. So when they are present together, in phloem it is a higher concentration solution, that means solute is more and water is less. In xylem there will be more of water, so this becomes hypotonic. So according to the law of osmosis, water should move from higher concentration to lower concentration. So the water moves from the xylem into the phloem passively, and as the water enters into the phloem, the concentration of water and the sugar produces a hydrostatic pressure. So hydrostatic pressure is created in the phloem. So as it increases, it pushes the water along with the sugar to the region where it will be utilized, that is the source. So once the sucrose and water reaches the sink is the place where the sugar will be utilized for many cellular respiration or many other activity. Now the cells in the sink region, they actively take up sucrose from the phloem tissue. As a result, what happens? The concentration of sucrose in the phloem reduces. So this becomes hypotonic in condition. So it leads to low concentration of the sugar, and therefore water moves. So water concentration will increase. Now this water again enters back into the xylem. So this reduces the hydrostatic pressure, and as a result the water enters again, it moves back into the xylem. Now this water will be again transported to the leaves and it will be used for various other purposes. So this theory is called as pressure flow hypothesis. The pressure is increased due to increased accumulation of sucrose in the phloem tissue. So this passively brings water into the phloem and they create a hydrostatic pressure. And this hydrostatic pressure pushes the phloem, pushes the content of the phloem towards the sink. Once it reaches the sink actively takes up the sucrose through active transport, and as the sugar is being utilized, the hydrostatic pressure reduces and the water moves from the phloem back to the xylem. So in this way, the pressure flow hypothesis helps in transportation of sugar from the source to the